Hi guys.
Chris.
I love the show so far. It's awesome. You're all incredible. Hank, for starters, I want to tell you that you are in my all-time favorite movie, and it's a real treat to get to talk to you. Great Expectations is the movie, by the way.
I don't get that a lot.
Yeah, I think it's such an underrated movie. I love that movie. I even watched it with my son 2 nights ago, actually. I've seen that movie like 24 times at least.
Early Alfonso Cuarón. He was great. And everything was green. Gwyneth Paltrow and Ethan Hawke. Yeah. Also, I must break into a little bit of comic book guy, given that you are I thought you were going to say something nerdier. I thought you were going to go Mystery Men on me.
You know, I thought you were going to expect that, and then so I went for the deep cut. Yeah. So I'm trying to subvert expectations here. Roughly for you guys to prepare for this show, roughly how many episodes did each of you watch of the Jetsons?
So many. That was during my time, I think. I mean, I'm not that old, but like I definitely watched the Jetsons. That's a good link to the show because it's retro futuristic for sure.
Yeah, it was the most retro futuristic thing I could think of. The show is very unique in that way. Is that there's not a lot of things that are like it.
It's quite unique. I never heard or read or saw anything like it, I don't think.
Now, as I was watching the show, this was a question that it got me thinking about this, but have either of you ever been sold something that you immediately regretted buying?
Oh. Krispy Kreme donuts. A dozen of them.
I've been sold those a lot. I never regret it.
What about you, sir? You haven't said anything yet. You ever bought anything that you... I almost sold him my car.
Yeah, I almost bought Hank's car. Do you still have it?
I still have it.
Okay, so I wouldn't have regretted
it. No, it's a good car.
Maybe we could talk about that.
Yeah,
afterwards.
sorry.
Sorry. Digress. I remember one time I was downtown Toronto, and a gentleman came up to me, and he looked like a monk. I think he was a monk, and he kind of like put this bead thing on my hand.
That one.
And then I realized that I just bought this thing. I didn't ask for it. So I don't know if I regret that.
How much did you pay for it?
It's like $10, but I didn't ask him.
They have those in Central Park too. They
okay.
slap the beads on you. And then...
Yeah, I don't know if it was a real monk. I don't think so. Maybe he was just like a salesman.
But I don't think that we're selling for this show. We're not selling things that people don't want. I think we're absolutely selling everything that they could possibly dream of for the show.
But the question is whether or not those dreams are accurate, right? Or if you can fulfill on those promises. Which again, I want to apologize for some of my questions because I find that this show is so hard to talk about without spoiling things. And I don't want to spoil anything. One aspect of the show that I really enjoyed was Eddie and Shirley's relationship. I found it so fascinating because they're such strikingly different characters, right? Like Shirley's very no nonsense, and then Eddie's got this really serious gambling addiction. What is it outside of work that you guys feel like draws them together? Like, what do they have in common?
Well, I believe that like attracts like, no matter what's on the outside. And Shirley is really flawed within. She's in this, I think, lackluster marriage. And Eddie brings her excitement and also something that she hadn't felt in many, many, many years. He brings all of the cool, good, wonderful, fun stuff into her life. And I think she genuinely loves his heart because he has a big old heart. And also, Eddie absolutely loves Shirley. She doesn't have to question his love. And I think that makes her feel safe. So I think we're more alike than meets the eye.
That's interesting. Yeah, no, I like that answer. Now, Dewshane, I read that you previously said how you learned from Herb. Like one thing you learned from Herb was like smiling through the pain. So I was curious if you could elaborate on that a little bit more.
I think human beings, we have, when it comes to our emotions and how we're feeling, it can be layered. It doesn't have to be black or white. So I was trying to find the juxtaposition within Herb, kind of make the character seem a little bit more layered, I guess. And so smiling through the pain, they're just like two different emotions almost. And if I could figure out a way to bridge them together, then maybe you could find some magic on screen. So that's what I was trying to explore Because typically people don't smile through the pain. It's like you go to one side or the other, right? But there's resilience in being able to go through the storm and keep yourself intact. So
nice.
I don't know if that answers your question, but.
No, yeah, sure, of course. Now, Hank, I mean, you already opened it up, so I have to ask if there's any possible chance whatsoever that the Blue Raja is going to reunite with the Mystery Men ever.
I don't think so, my friend.
Why are you
we
doing
already
this?
tried that. We failed rather miserably, really.
No, you did not
do
do
that.
that.
Well, we have a cult following. Folks like yourself seem to enjoy. But, the box office at the time didn't agree. So usually Hollywood doesn't allow you a second bite at that apple now, do they?
Wait, do your puppet hand.
What do you mean? What's the matter? You have to pay him too. You have to pay me too. He's part of the interview.
Now, I will be remiss. I'm also a giant Simpsons fan. So just one quick question. What's your favorite instance where the Simpsons have predicted the future?
Well, the Trump one was pretty freaky. But people have gotten excited about this. But we're social satire that often comes from the point of view of, well, if we keep going like this, here's what's going to happen. And the show has made like 7,482 predictions. 12 have come true. So actually our rate of success is not that high, really.
Thank you for clarifying. Guys, I love the show. I can't wait to finish it. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me. I really appreciate it.